Hey guys, Dave here, and welcome back for another episode of Press C for Carnage. Joining me as always is Colin and Jordan,
Hello.
Yo,
and we have Cryptic as our special guest.
Hello.
So, Cyber, what do you got to start us off with?
Nothing. Let's see. We have articles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 articles. No, we're going to do this one. So we have an article from thegamer.com, and it says, title, Destiny 2 players cheese community event meant to last weeks. So I brought this up because, well, actually, Carnage, you're the one that sent the article, but I brought the article up in question during the podcast because my question to tangent off from this article title was going to be, should game developers, be really upset about this kind of thing when, like, players in their player base find ways around content that they meant to stretch out over such a long period of time? Like, I guess I should word this in a different way, but I can't think of how to word it otherwise. But, like, I don't know. Okay, let's say you were a game developer, hypothetical. Let's say you guys were game developers and you made a game and you were trying to stretch out this content that you made for several weeks. And a group of players released a video showing them getting around it within a couple days. Or not maybe getting around it, but maybe finding a way to, like, speed run through it in some way. Would you guys be upset? Would you guys be like, oh, that's interesting? Or, what the hell? Like, how would you guys feel? Because I feel as though... what?
It depends. If we're talking about Destiny developers themselves,
Mhm.
Destiny 2 is such a community-loved game and community played game that after 5 years, developers know that there's a fan base that go out to exploit flaws in your game if they're not deliberately putting these flaws in there.
Right.
You and I have experienced our own cheese moments, and we play with players that take advantage of these flaws.
Yes.
So
yes.
but it doesn't make content any easier, in my opinion. Would I be mad as a developer? Maybe if it wasn't played properly, at least a handful of times first.
Okay.
But
okay.
at the end of the day, you still have a steady fan base playing your game.
Right.
Yes, they're cheesing. Who cares?
Okay.
That's my opinion.
You're very lax about it. That's interesting. Colin, what are your thoughts?
my opinion is how game breaking it is and how easy it is, because I would be more mad at myself if they could win the game by just walking through a wall.
I don't think it's that. Let me just.
No,
I'm
but
not
let me,
saying it's that. What kind of? Sorry, you go.
for Destiny 2 experience, what I have to say is these cheeses knock off at least half an hour off your playtime for whatever map you're about to go on. These cheese, they dock so much time and effort off the game. That's how much of a difference it makes.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I have. Is it taking away the experience and the story writing of the game? Like, is this cheese basically skipping
Well,
important information?
There is no new experience.
according.
For Destiny 2, after 5 years, there's no quote-unquote new experience that they've introduced to the game.
So in regards to this article specifically, and just as for my experience in Destiny 2 in general, this content that they're talking about that was cheesed is grindy content. It was meant to be done over a long period of time because they want you to keep. It's repetitive. It's come into the quest, do the quest, fill up a bar, come back, do it again, fill up more of that bar, do it again, do that over a couple weeks time, like a battle pass essentially. It's essentially a battle
Okay,
pass.
so yeah, this article,
So
it's like the
Mhm.
the games they had earlier in the year.
Right.
It's supposed to be done over a course of weeks.
Cryptic, what are your thoughts on the question?
I think I'm gonna kind of agree with what was said earlier. I think it kind of depends, but with Destiny 2, I would be a little bit pissed, to be honest. I get that, for a game like Destiny 2, where the game is supposed to be very grindy, even if
Right.
it's not the most fun. I think the players should not be blamed, and they should not get in trouble for finding a way around that. But I do think that from the perspective of the developer, when you've got planned live service updates for certain content,
Right.
you have to kind of plan that this content's going to last about this long, so that by the time that we release the next one, people will start finishing, and then they have to come back for the next part. But if people are finishing through stuff too quickly, that kind of defeats the purpose of that schedule. But I think that myself, as someone who is a player, not a developer,
Right.
I think that's fucking sick. Finding ways to cheese the game, unless it's horribly boring, typically involve breaking the game in some way that's usually very
Right.
funny or very
But
fun.
yeah, at the same time, you're a developer of a game that is 5 years old, who knows your fan base, knows how committed they are to achieving the best possible score, loot,
Time.
they should know how to make ironclad runs coming out the door. They should know how to, if not make it extremely difficult to do. So
Right.
I think the argument goes both ways.
So just to clarify, so the article in question says, quote, "The glitch is relatively simple. Open the donations chest, open your captain's atlas in the quest menu, slot the rumored treasured map, then swap to any high cost map, then just keep swapping them back and forth to keep gaining more and more treasure coordinates. Repeat until the stage of the quest is done," is essentially what it says.
Okay.
So, end quote.
Okay, we'll see. Something like that, I think it's easy enough to track how many times and who have done it. I'm pretty sure they would have a log of such
Right.
that I think they could easily either penalize or half their loot.
Do you think they should, though? Do you think they should penalize people who take advantage of a glitch that's meant to grind your butt off? Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's not hurting anybody. It's not. I feel like you should only penalize people who use glitches or bugs or cheats against other people in a competitive way. In this instance, I don't think they should be penalized.
If it's not benefiting them, though.
If this just gave you like a bunch of in-game currency and leveled up your character, allowing you to do more of the game, no. But if it gave you a super powerful weapon and people were abusing that, then yeah, they should be penalized, but not for the cheat, because the cheat falls solely on the developer's hands for not covering that basis.
Okay.
It would be, and if their rewards are ascended shards, prisms, exotics, then yeah, they definitely do need to have some kind of punishment for it. Yeah, it all depends how unbalanced the end result became.
Right.
Maybe not a punishment, but revert what just happened over the course of this event. They would have to revert it. It sucks, but hey guys, sorry. Here's your reward. Here's your reward for one. But we can't have everything unbalanced this way. It's not fair to new people coming in,
Right.
or people who don't have the time to do so.
Well, apparently, so just to clarify, it was a community event, and they actually responded on Twitter, their official Twitter, Destiny the game. They responded because I guess it was completed in like basically a day, and it was supposed to last several weeks. They wrote, "Guardians are protectors of the last city and its and all its citizens. Your cleanup of the Alinsky quarter happened in record time, and the Eliksni have a lot to be thankful for. You must really like Ido." End quote.
Okay, so they're okay with it because they realize,
Right.
Well, what can they do?
Right.
Really, is
Yeah.
what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
It's
basically
like,
like,
all right, we saw you. Like, congrats.
yeah. It was
and
a very. Oh, sorry.
Unfortunately, we know a couple players that probably did that. It probably would, we would probably be involved in some way in doing it because we know
Exactly.
a player that would exploit it.
Exactly.
So that's just Destiny 2 for you.
I just love the sarcastic clapping, like, good job. Good job.
Yeah. Like, once again, now, if you don't have a tangent, I just want to kind of ask, since we're talking to Destiny 2, is it time for Destiny to stop bringing out DLC and just release a new game altogether? Like, the player base is so small. I think it's time for them to bring out Destiny 3 or Destiny 2,
2.5?
colon something. Like, bring out something else that's not just a DLC where we got to buy. When I first played, when you brought me into the game, a year ago, I had to pay over $150 Canadian.
Oh my god, it was
just
so
to get
expensive.
all the DLCs. It was so, and even then I wasn't done, so
Ugh.
it's quote unquote free to play.
Right.
If you feel like sitting on a goddamn moon for the entirety of the game.
Yeah, right?
You can't do any raids. You can't. Yeah, I personally just since we're on the subject, They need Bungie needs to release something new here. Like, come on, like the time
Just
is now.
just to clarify your claim that there's not very many people playing it on Steam specifically, there's current players are 38,000 with a 30-day average of 40,500. So
What should be even more incentive that you just fact check me on that? You're telling me that their sales would not double, if not triple, if they release a new game.
oh, they definitely
All
would.
old,
Definitely.
tired out players such as myself, absolutely, I would buy the game.
Definitely. And I agree with you. I agree. To put
I would say.
Oh, sorry, Cryptic. I was just gonna say to put that in perspective. The current player count for Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, on Steam is 24,300. So just to put that in perspective. So go ahead, Cryptic.
I was gonna say. I mean, I never have really gotten into Destiny 2 just because of how foreboding it is. But if they ever make a third game, I would fucking join that shit. Because I would be honest, if I'm gonna be honest,
Absolutely.
I think Destiny 2 has one of the most dedicated.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I've seen what the community has done.
It
They
does.
Are definitely one of the most dedicated communities.
It is.
Out there. It's leg and limb for that fucking
It
series.
is. You know, it is as toxic as half the community is. The fact that you have a very supportive other side, that there's always somebody around to help you get through something. It's remarkable. And yes, it's a grindy game, but in my opinion, it's a fun grindy game.
Right.
I didn't mind logging in every day, doing my bounties, going, to the same planets over and over. I didn't mind. I prefer that actually over raids. So, yeah, I at this stage, it's been 5 years. We have 2 brand new consoles out, and if they don't plan on even starting development on a third one, they're not going to be ready for the PS6 coming out, which is supposed to be released in 2017. So, yeah, I think they really need to. I think they really need to start planning for the future here.
So just to interject in here. So it says, I found this article on Kotaku from August of this year. Destiny 2 promises no more axing old parts of the game, something that players have hated. And basically, they also said in this article that they asked for an interview with Bungie, and they said that as of right now, there are no plans to release or start development of Destiny 3. They're just going to keep developing Destiny 2. So
because they're stuck on their old version of loot boxes, man. they're fine with this petty purchases that they're doing. They're putting out new skins and colors, and it's getting them by. That they have no interest on developing something new for the fear of possibly failing.
Well, they did say I was gonna say they did say when Destiny 2 first released, or right before it released, they said that it was gonna be a 10-year game. They were like, this is a 10-year plan. So I mean, if you said 5 years, they still have another 5 to go. So
and Microsoft said Windows 10 was going to be the last.
But when you think about that, oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
But also, when you think about that, I don't know. I can't off the top of my head. I can't think of any modern day games that have survived 5+ years that have not had some serious changes. Said something like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Terraria, and even then, those games.
But even Minecraft was continuous.
Their lives.
Yeah. The only reason
of updates.
I was gonna say the only reason Minecraft was still alive, in my opinion, is mods. Honestly,
mods and bunches of new.
Even then,
streamers, 100% streamers, yes,
regularly streamers, and then on top of that, because of all that content still coming out, all these this new generation of kids that are coming in finally coming into the gaming scene, consuming content, and realizing, Minecraft looks interesting, and it starts over that whole cycle again from when I was a kid and I first saw it, I was like, oh, this looks interesting,
right?
Yeah. So I think Minecraft's one of those kind of games that never go out, but that's aside from the topic.
It won't, and just this the fact I think it's just streamers keeping it alive. You know, the way they build, or the way they put their videos together to build.
Right. So are we claiming that Destiny 2 is essentially the same as Minecraft? Like it'll last a long time?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's gonna work for that 10-year plan that they're supposedly doing. I mean, 5 years we've got dedicated players who are saying
if they had a plan that they were going to take the entire 10 years to develop the next game, and that game comes out, balls to the wall, excellent. Then yes, I would understand and retract my words that the 10-year plan worked.
I will eat my hat.
But we haven't seen any kind of tidbits or information or, hey, 5 years from now, we're gonna have a game. Here's a little
Right.
some stuff to grind for that you can bring with you. You know, like they're not giving us anything, and they have so many Easter eggs for other games,
Right.
but not their own. So I'm very concerned that they are gonna milk this for every dollar they can, and eventually just stop support. I think that's what's gonna happen with Destiny. So,
Or they'll do a
Bungie doesn't have very many titles left in their name,
right.
and they're not. I don't know, man. They're just pumping out the same routine, quote unquote, new DLC, which is just the same
Mm.
voiceovers, different looking characters. They added a tail to the Witch Queen, man. Like it's come on.
They made her hotter.
I don't think she was hot at all. But okay.
Well, I don't know, man. I've seen Rule 34 of her, and woo boy. All right, you want to move on to the next subject?
Yeah, that last one's pretty cheesy.
All right, so we this is the second and last article for this section of the podcast. We're going to talk about Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg fires 11,000 employees after the company spends $15 billion on Metaverse. This is from Kotaku. So apparently, according to this article, most of those 11,000 employees were actually from the Metaverse division, the division of people within Meta or Facebook, whatever you want to call them, that were in charge of developing, software, games, and different stuff related to their Metaverse, which, by the way, looks like crap. So I don't understand what they're doing here. Like he's trying to quote unquote create this like metaverse that's going to become like, Ready Player One. He wants like everybody to be in a VR headset or in this world, but it looks like a PS2 game. If that, it actually looks worse than that. It looks like a PS1 game. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the screenshots of it. It looks terrible. Yeah. And my thing is I'm not gonna lie. This is my own theory. I think it's a laundering scheme. I think this whole thing's a laundry. I think this money's going somewhere completely different than the Metaverse. There's no way you can tell me he's wasted $15 billion, a billion with a B, $15 billion on a product that has nothing to show for it other than like crap graphics. What?
It's going into his lizard domination scheme.
Stop. No, but it's going somewhere, and I don't know where it's going, but there's got to be either somebody underneath him or a team of people underneath him that's being given this money, and they're doing absolutely nothing with it, and they're just like, we got you, Mark, we got you, we're working on the Metaverse, and they pump out images of like, here's what it looks like, and Mark is just so stupid that he's just like, oh, that looks great. What were we gonna say, Carnage?
So what would be the most expensive avenue in his developments?
I would imagine
what would be the most expensive process that would put in a hole in his wallet.
It'd be one of two things: either the server capacity needed to store all of the created like worlds, like because it's called Horizon Worlds or whatever, in his metaverse. It would be either a combination of server space or the fact that they actually need to hire talent to create these Horizon worlds in this metaverse. Like it would be one of those two things, in my opinion. So
if you were a coder or developer or a programmer and you had Zuckerberg come up to you and say, I need you to work for me to create, this metaverse blueprint that I have, how much would you charge me to do it? How many people do you think charge well above and beyond based on just based on their name alone? So, do you think Zuckerberg did this to himself?
It's probably that, but I'm wondering, maybe he expected it to be bigger and launch faster than he might have, so that $15 billion wasn't R&D, but it was just putting infrastructure in place and then realizing he didn't infrastructure right. And so that money has just been put into the tank of making a way to support it for the whole.
There's no way.
Function.
There's no way. That's 15 billion. That's hemorrhaging, dude. That's hemorrhaging. That's
even if he had this. I don't know when he projected this. When he started to project this metaverse, but even over a 10-year time, the development phase alone would even come to $1 billion. Would not even reach $1 billion. So how it has surpassed
I'm curious, actually.
exponentially it
Hold
is
on, let me pull up a Keep talking. I'm gonna pull up a calculator here. I gotta do some math here. Hold on. We're gonna
well,
do. Hold on. We're gonna do 1 billion. Okay, that's 1,000, 100,000, 1 million, 1 billion divided by 11,000 employees. That's $90,909. So,
per employee, but that's not
yeah,
we're not putting wages in there, but uh yeah, if we were to say it was if we were to say that that's how much each employee would have costed him, yeah, there's definitely something wrong. That's on him if he didn't catch hundreds of thousands of dollars going out the door
right,
without a product. That's on him. But I don't see such a smart man who has created the number one platform
right.
make such a critical error. So
Yeah, it's something. I don't know. It seems really
It-
strange to me. It seems really strange to me.
it is sus, and I think he's going to need hell of a lot more interviews to explain how does 15 billion go out the door, and how do you justify firing 11,000 people, but say the blame's on me. How do you do that? How do
Right.
you fire 11,000 people and say, but no, it was my fault?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't make sense. I think are these 11,000 people still alive? Are they still around? Like,
are you saying he
seriously,
mafia? You like mafia'd them? He's like,
yeah. Did these 11,000 people stand up to him? Like what happened? Well, how did it get to a point where he has to show his face, once for this year and say, yeah, so 15. I just spent 15 billion on nothing. Whatever. It's no biggie. I just fired people. Fuck their severances or nothing. See you later.
right?
It none of this makes sense.
So,
And with the quality games we have now, there's no reason why 15 billion could not have made an image that he created. There's no reason
okay,
why he couldn't.
yeah.
They literally just bought out the entirety of VR chat and their working team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 30 times over, if not more. Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're a tiny team, and they've done so much more with such less money. But okay, so I was gonna say, I don't know if this is a good comparison or not. I think it is, honestly, even though they haven't actually released a quote unquote product yet. They still have like closed alphas. But Star Citizen, I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff for Star Citizen as of late. I know it's been in development for like 10 years, and it's kind of a touchy subject for certain people, which I understand. They have amassed totally, as of like this year, $500 million, 500,075,150 USD in crowdfunding from the purchase of like in-game ships, monetization, crowdfunding in the beginning from 10 years ago. And they have an actual product. It's not quote unquote released yet. You have to like sign up for it, but like, I don't know if you guys have seen the screenshots for it, but like, they actually have something that's tangible that looks decent. It actually looks like an actual like video game, like a half AAA game. Like, but you look at Horizon Worlds like Metaverse's game, and you're just like, this is $15 billion. That is literally 15 times the amount that Star Citizen has, and Star Citizen has an entire universe made already. Like, I just don't understand. I don't know. Cryptic, do you have any thoughts on any of this?
Not really,
No?
honestly.
Okay.
I'm a pretty big fan of VR in its entirety, so it does make me a bit nervous I don't know, like the metaverse makes me a bit nervous because it seems like such a big thing, and for someone like myself who follows pretty closely on what's happening in the VR community, it does make me a bit nervous when I know of it, but I don't really know what they're attempting to do, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much my 2 cents on it.
I'm not sure what the purpose of it is either, to be honest. Like his direction is so weird because he talks about like making the metaverse, the Horizon Worlds, like he's trying to focus on both like players and like the professional world. Like he's trying to push both sides of it, but it seems like he's kind of more leaning towards like, hey, I want you to have your meetings in this world. I want you to have business related things in this world, but no one wants that. No one wants that.
I understand for maybe, like, if you were some weird tech business and you wanted just to be that weird tech business, sure, but it's not very professional to do that
Right.
in a thing. You'd want to be able to see people's face. 9 times out of 10, if it's an important meeting, you go to an actual office.
Right. Or even
How do you
video
know who
chat.
you're talking to? How do you know who that person is? Like, come on, man.
Carnage, you can't
Like,
tell it's me by my low polygon face? How dare you?
You know, it just screams entrapment. It screams predator. It screams anything but, you know, honest, civilized socializing. Like, no,
I don't think
I
it.
can't.
I don't think VR anything should be work like ever. I don't think it will ever get to that point personally, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in 100 years. But personally, I think VR should stay as a entertainment tool. I don't think it should be used for like meetings or business related transactions. I don't.
Yeah, don't let it get to
See, and that's where it gets
pretty
cloudy for
one
me
level.
because I've been learning a trade. I'm learning welding as of right now.
Right.
And there are applications VR wise, like you take your standard. I'm still calling it the Quest 2. I'm still calling it the Quest 2. Fuck you. God, like I am not gonna call what was it, the Meta 2 now? Isn't that?
Oh
isn't that
God,
what
yeah,
it's called?
they
I am
changed their
not calling it
name.
that shit.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is the Quest 2 forever. At my welding class, I got to use a training program, and it kind of tells you like, here's how you should position yourself. 'Cause
okay.
I'm dealing with like stick welding and things like that.
Right. So MIG and TIG welding,
just, like,
right?
Yeah, so the stick, MIG, and
That's
TIG
kinda
kind of
cool.
gives you ideas of how each one runs and what it looks like underneath the helmet.
You
And
still
then there's,
manage to
medical
find and
practices
use,
stuff. Yeah,
outside of the metaverse.
yeah, and that's what
Where
I'm
it had
saying.
its
Like,
own dedicated team, developers, and support, which the
Right.
metaverse would not provide at all.
Mhm.
Look at Facebook now. Look how it manages itself now, and it's just a blog. You can only imagine what a metaverse would be.
Yeah, right. All right. You guys want to move on to the next section?
I would just have one last thing to say.
Nope. Go ahead.
All the money went towards the barbecue sauce bottle. Let's go on to the next topic.
The reference, I love it. I like to cook meats. I like to cook meat. He said it like 4 times in that video. I like to cook meats. Like if he totally wasn't trying to act like an actual human, it failed horribly.
He also had the bottle on his shelf.
Oh my god.
Anyway, next topic.
No, I got you. All right, we're gonna take a small break. We're gonna hear a word from our sponsors.
Hey guys, Carnage here for some self-promotions of our socials. Head on over to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and drop a follow to Press C #4 Carnage. We would also love some feedback, so drop any comments you have. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are legends.
All right, and we're back. Did you guys have a good break?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
You?
I did. It was very
Good.
lovely.
I
So
got back
what's
in
the
the
sacred?
right time. My computer shit the bed, so I just got back in the right time.
Oh,
Gotta
that's
restart it.
terrible. Sounds like you should
Yeah.
get an upgrade.
God, when I'm
And that leads us
rich
into
and
our
famous,
next topic.
Upgrades. All right. So the next topic was going to be current games you're playing or enjoying, or potential games that you're looking forward to that are coming out on the horizon. If you guys don't mind me starting, I have a couple here. So I have one called the Callisto Protocol. It is basically a spiritual successor to the Dead Space games, and hopefully the listeners know what Dead Space is, but if you don't, I'll give you a quick synopsis. It's about an engineer named Isaac who goes to a desolate ship to both fix the ship to bring it home and also figure out what happened and why it's basically dead and why no one's listening. So you're there to do your job. You were sent on a mission by yourself, and you're basically you come across alien life forms within this ship, this derelict ship. You know the old spiel, like the alien movies. It's always the same. Never go on a derelict ship. That should be the rule. Whenever you're in space, never go on a derelict ship. Send a robot in. Never go in yourself. But But yeah, so Callisto Protocol is an upcoming game. I guess it's supposed to be releasing on December 10th of this year. And it looks so good. It's got the few of the development team is a couple of veterans from the original like Dead Space games, which I'm really looking forward to. And they're going full horror with this. Like it's gonna be a straight, like just a straight up space horror game.
Man, I hope so. And not to butt in, but you and I played Dead Space 2 for
The co-op.
I think like it was only for like 2 hours, but even then, it still spooked us.
Oh god,
And
yeah.
it's such an old rickety game,
Yes.
and it scared I hate jump scare games, man. And this thing wasn't even a jump scare game, and I was
Yes.
cringing.
Oh
of
man.
The thought process and the detail on the aliens is just
Oh, the baby
phenomenal
aliens.
and gut wrenching, man.
Yes.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So here's a quote, excuse me, from the developer. He said, quote, "The idea is that the player must escape Black Iron Prison." I thought it was in space. I must be wrong. Apparently it's on a planet. The idea is for the player to escape Black Iron Prison and uncover the dark secrets of the United Jupiter Company. So it's a prison on Jupiter. End quote. And then he says, after that quote, "The game takes place on Jupiter's dead moon Callisto. And one of the things that is kind of interesting about it is that in reality, it's a moon made of ice and water. We felt that it could be an interesting place, and maybe in the future, that's a place civilization could migrate to if we ever needed water." End quote. So yeah, this they're going full like survival horror on this thing, and oh my god, I think if you guys haven't already seen it, watch the cinematic trailer reveal for it, because oof, did they do such a good job on the effects? It looks so good.
I feel like that if it's gonna be on a frozen moon, that creatures over time were thawed out, that were thawed on the moon to begin with, and our activity and our heat caused them to thaw. I kind of feel like that is the direction that they're going, and yeah, that'd be creepy as fuck.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this. This is wow. Dead Space co-creator and Sledgehammer Games founder Glenn I'm gonna mispronounce this horribly. Schofield, is the founder and CEO of Striking Distance, the developer of the current Callisto Protocol game. So it comes at no surprise that Callisto Protocol is packing some big Dead Space energy. The revealed trailer opens up with an inmate waking up in the Black Iron Prison on the moon, a maximum security jail on Jupiter's titular moon Callisto. Things go awry as the inmate discovers that his roommate has been swapped with and perhaps devoured by, if not transformed into, a bulbous humanoid monster. And the robot guards patrolling the halls seem to be on the fritz. This goes as well as you'd expect to for our inmate, but the incident doesn't seem to faze the ominous onlooker watching the scene through a camera. Wow. This game, dude. I cannot wait for this game.
Now it sounds like an experiment.
Yes, it does. It does. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You guys have any thoughts on it? You guys into horror games? Colin, Cryptic?
No.
I enjoy watching horror games, not so much playing horror games.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah, you could
I will sit down
definitely
and watch several hours worth of content on a horror game that I take interest in,
Right.
but I cannot play for 5 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I guess you'll have a 3 viewer count for when you play this game on your stream.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Colin, thoughts? Are you into... I know you're into puzzle games, so...
No, I hate horror games. I hate when any game does that, anything related to horror, because I watch it.
Right.
I'll watch people play video games. I won't watch horror movies either.
Right.
I don't care for it.
I get it. Before we move on to my next highly upcoming game that I'm really excited for, I just wanted to say that I love horror games only if... Now, I'm probably going to get yelled at in the comments for this. I love horror games if they have jump scares, because I'm okay with jump scares because they happen and then they're done. You know what I mean? Like, it's that high emotion and then you're done. The thing about horror games I hate, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped playing a lot of them, like halfway through or even a couple hours in, is the parts where they have you get chased repeatedly by
Chased, yeah.
something. I hate that. I hate getting chased. It just and people are gonna like criticize me for this because they're like, oh, then you don't actually like horror games. No, you don't. I don't want to get chased by something the entire game. That tension, I don't like constant tension. I want tension for like a moment and then relaxation, then tension, then relaxation. I don't want, holy crap, this is 9 hours of you know what I mean? I don't want that. I don't want that. That is annoying. What were we gonna say, Carnage?
No, that was that same thing was embedded to me back in the day when Prince of Persia, a very innocent game, but sans a time, where you had the goddamn, I can't even remember what it is, but you had the ghost black creature that was always following you. And he always had to parkour off these pipes and walls, and he was always following. Yeah, that gut wrenching when you can't see behind you to see when he's gonna throw his arm out or attack you is. It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. The worst is when you miss a jump.
Oh no! And then it catches you.
Yeah, and then you like stop briefly and you're spamming your space bar. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like no. That's one of the examples I have of a game I literally stopped like a couple hours in or several hours in was Amnesia. I literally couldn't play Amnesia because the fact that I was getting chased by this thing the entire time. I was just like, nope. I refuse to play it. Nope, no thank you.
Yeah. Nope, I'm good on it.
Yeah, me too. All right, my next game that I'm really looking forward to is High on Life, which is a game made by Justin Roiland, Rick and Morty. He's one of the major voices for Rick and Morty. He does Rick and Morty and a bunch of other characters within that TV show. And you could tell by watching the trailer that he straight up is just like one of the head creators / producers of the game in terms of like story direction, and he does a ridiculous amount of the voices of like the weapons. So the premise of this game is like basically it's a crazy RPG shooter where you get weapons and all the weapons have their own personalities. They are living things. They are they are people. They are living creatures. And then like you get a knife that talks to you, and it's crazy about stabbing people, and it's like, I want to stab him, let me stab him, as you're having like RPG dialogue conversations with NPCs, and that is so entertaining to me. I love it. I love this style of humor. I'm so looking forward to this. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for it or not.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You have? What are your thoughts on it? Are you excited for it, or?
I wouldn't say I'm excited, but it'd be amusing to play by the looks of it.
I'm gonna be laughing the entire time.
I'm hoping they put a lot of thought into the dialogue per weapon.
Right. I hope it's 1,000 lines per weapon and not just like 10 that get repeated over and over and over again. Because that's the worst thing about a game idea like this is if they have repeated lines just like on randomized cycles or whatever. Just like when you walk into a building, it's always like, aha, we should shoot that guy over there. And then you walk into a building an hour later and it's like, aha, we should shoot that guy over there. And you're like, that is the worst. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks freaking great. I really don't have any other anything to say else on it other than I'm just extremely excited for it. And its art style is amazing. It's like Fortnite on crack. But okay, yeah. So, what do you guys have anything you're looking forward to playing or currently playing? Colin?
Well, I'm currently in the middle of playing a semi kind of recently released game, Teardown. It's
is that the one where there's pre-designed levels, but you could also design your own, and you like get into a vehicle and you could literally just destroy walls by running into vehicles. Like everything's like physics based. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's basically that. It's like Minecraft on steroids.
Okay.
Where, I mean, I don't know about the building thing, but I do know that you can get a bunch of weapons and they are fully mod supported. They accept the community is creating mods for them.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like it's built into the game now because they realize the huge modding community. But basically, yeah, you have like at the beginning you have a sledgehammer, so you have to break through walls and you have to do a bunch of quests for people.
Right.
And so it's all like these tiny little blocks, and
Is
it's
it
all very physics based.
is
Yeah.
it is it
Hmm?
is it progression? Is there some kind of progression? So like you start
Yeah,
off with a
there's
sledgehammer
progression.
first, and then you get like a truck later or something.
What you get a sledgehammer first with a spray can
Okay.
and some fire extinguisher, and then you get a blowtorch, and now I have gun and pipe bombs,
Oh wow.
which allow. Yeah, the shotgun is fun. It allows you to break through brick.
Huh.
So yeah, it's very fun. It's very much for the
Seems kind of
arsonist and everyone.
That's interesting. It seems kind of counterproductive to blow walls open with a shotgun, to be honest. I feel like the sledgehammer would do a better job, but I don't know.
Well, it's for the scattering effect. I
Ah,
forget what it is, but there's reasons for every weapon and thing you have.
this kind of sounds like the out of car version of that burnout game mode where you would send your car into traffic just to watch it all crash and burn. Like it kind of sounds
Mm.
like that, but with buildings.
But I mean, you can also get in cars and smash through walls if you so please.
Oh, well, there you go. You basically just made an indie version of Burnout's Paradise's game mode.
Yeah.
That's cool. Carnage, were you going to
That's
say
cool.
something? Or
I do, but I can be last here. What's
No
if
worries.
Cryptic has anything he wants to talk about?
Cyberpunk? Kirsty, were you gonna talk about anything? Do you have any upcoming games you're looking forward to, or anything you're currently playing that you're addicted to?
Cyberpunk.
Call it.
Yeah, yeah. We already know. Last
Yeah,
week I talked
yeah.
about the same shit. Cyberpunk. I update for my current playthrough. I've achieved godhood. Many mortals bow down to me at this point.
Oh yeah.
That's a joke, but there's at this point I've souped out my character with really high power cybernetics. I'm a net runner, so I hack people basically. So
Oh, that's
I
cool.
I go into your brain and then I go, I'm actually going to overload all of your circuits and you're going to fry in front of me. Like I've got a bunch of different shit,
Ouch.
different stuff for different situations. It basically makes me a tactical stealth
That's
kind of
cool.
build, and it's really
Nice.
fucking fun.
That's awesome. Do you plan on beating it and installing mods at any point? Because I heard there's a really good modding community.
Yes, there's a really strong modding community. I want to do my first one very like vanilla.
Okay.
Once I finish this one, for the very first run, I'm just kind of doing everything that I can do
Right.
set for my next run, so I can be informed and like, here's what I can skip, here's what I can miss out on, here's what I actually really should do.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, right now I've done all the side mission or all this. They're called gigs. They're basically just like little extra shit. And now I'm working on my side missions, and those are almost done. And afterwards, I'm just gonna go through the main storyline.
Okay. Gotcha.
Complete the game through that.
I've
Afterwards, yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
What
you're
you
fine. You were talking. I was just gonna say that I do that with a lot of RPG games. I always do all like as many of the side missions as I can before I like complete the main mission, or like inch my way
Yeah.
into the main mission and then like do a bunch of side and then go back and inch a couple missions into the main and then do a bunch of side.
Yeah.
I do that with
Yeah.
every
Wait,
game.
With Cyberpunk
them
though,
with
everything you
yourself,
do
I guess.
influences the end game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
What were you
this
saying,
is a lot
Colin?
of shit.
I was gonna say, walks up to first boss, slaps him with hand. First boss.
See, I wish, but it would be more accurate to my current playthrough. Would be walks to the first boss, pulls out quick hack, short circuits.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you said quick cack, and I was like, is that the cyberpunk version of a
No.
cock?
Just walks in the room and shuts his brain down.
No, dude, I've
Oh
we got a
my
lot of
God.
crazy shit for that. It's
I
funny.
I would
So,
try
like,
to-
can't
I would
do
try to-
shit for melee.
Oh really?
But I can do
was
a
gonna say
lot
I would try to
for
turn
this.
invisible. I would turn invisible and
I
sneak up
do.
behind him.
How
That's kind of funny. I actually got that. I found an item basically replaces my skin with metal, and it allows me to turn invisible for a little bit here and there.
That's crazy. What were we gonna say,
Yeah.
Carnage?
Well, I was gonna bring back to him saying he's gonna go back through with the mods, and how do you do that? How can you repeat a game? When I play, I love Assassin's Creed, and Elden Ring, and any Dark Souls game, but I must 100% complete it when I start playing that game. There is no coming back. There's no, excuse me, alternate ending. I don't care. I got what I got. I 100% everything else.
Right.
But I cannot. The thought of going back and having to explore the vast map again. Just I can't. It upsets me to even think about it. So how can you go back to a game after completing it the first time?
Have you heard this man's obsession with Cyberpunk?
Listen. I'm trying to get more information out of this, and I just love Cyberpunk.
I was kind of in the boat with you. I was kind of in the same boat. Like, the people, it's everyone knows at least one person like this, where they're a fan of either Skyrim or they're a fan of Fallout, and whatever they do, they always return back to that game for hours upon hours upon hours, and they'll go through that game for several runs without stopping. And I used to understand that until I picked up Cyberpunk. And it's a thing of, I guess, for at least my way of understanding and the way that I feel about it, the reason why I come back to it is because I enjoy the loop enough of the game to warrant repeat playthroughs, as well as you don't experience everything. Like you're saying, you go through the game, you get 100% everything, so there is no reason to come back. And while I'm saying I've completed all the gigs and shit, the missions themselves, you can complete all of them, but there's a lot of other stuff that you don't really deal with. Like I've maybe only used about half the weapons in the game because of my build being a netrunner. I don't deal with melee. I don't really deal with a lot of heavy firearms. Like I use revolvers and some machine guns.
So you're saying if you're saying if you come back to it to play it again, you would choose a different path entirely, both story wise and gameplay wise. So you would have an entirely unique experience.
Yes.
Right.
Missions would be repeated, but everything else in between, from like the way that I handle specific missions or how I move around, how I fight, would be entirely different. Like for my second playthrough, I'm going to be a female instead of a male. I'm going to be doing a melee build, which will deal with something called a Santa Vesting, which is basically bullet time. So instead of hacking, I'd be able to have access to bullet time. I'll use melee weapons, and I'll have different interactions with characters that I may have otherwise. And on top of that, I'm going to add mods. There's a bunch of really fucking cool mods right now out in the community.
Right.
And that's what we were trying to get to. There are mods that I've looked at that I've gone, oh my god, I fucking need that. Like, there's a lot of life.
Oh, who does that sound like?
Stuff.
Colin, you need to stop installing so many mods.
Okay, but aside from J-Man, this isn't like Minecraft server, there's stuff that you would think wouldn't make sense, like 2077, futuristic dystopian, but yet here we are still driving on regular old vehicles. But there is proof of flying vehicles, so why isn't that in the game? So there's mods to have flying cars.
I was going to say, while you were talking, I was actually researching some of the mods available, and one of the most popular ones is literally Metro System as a fully usable metro system with 19 explorable stations. And I was like, what? That's not even in the game?
Yeah, no, there's like trains, there's like railways and stuff, but there's no trains that actually move along them or stations. So someone's
come on now, one of the missions you power up an old freight, and I forget what happens, but you get to drive the train.
I forget what happens.
I remember that mission. You don't get to drive it, you get to raid it, and you get to some data from Militech. I remember that.
Yeah.
But you don't actually get to drive it or get to interact with it aside from hacking it to turn it online.
Cryptic, calm down. Oh my. You insulted his child, Carnage. How could you?
That's all I in the game. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like Cyberpunk, I did one run through of Cyberpunk back in its first release. I got the proper Keanu Reeves ending, and I got steamrolled on the final boss fight.
That sounds to me like you're kind of mid. Honestly, personal issue. Skills.
Oh.
Yeah, you should just prepare yourself better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 1v1 each other.
Listen, I ended up beating said boss. I thought I would tell you that I did it all-star right off the beginning. I didn't ace it, mister. But
I'm gonna win.
After that, when I found out there was magnitude of endings, I just said, fuck that. All those relationships and like, why? I can't. For me, it's exhausting to even think about. So
there's only one relationship I need, and it's that one girl from the trailer.
I worked hard to get her on board. I worked very hard to have sex with her in a tank. I really did. And then from there, it was
I
like,
understand that going
whatever.
after all of the endings. Personally, I probably
Yeah.
won't be going through all of them. I'm like to probably trying to experience like 2 of them though.
yeah.
For my current run through, I got with Panam. Panam, she's really fucking cool. She's part of the Nomads group, the Aldecados, and they're super fucking cool. They got a lot of cool side missions and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And from what I've heard, I haven't had any major spoilers, but from what I've heard, they play a major role at the end of the storyline, and that's because I ended up getting with Panam in a relationship.
Oh man, they're gonna be like, they're gonna have him like handcuffed with a gun pointed to his head, and Panam's gonna be the one holding it, and they're gonna be like, all right, Panam, shoot him, and she's gonna be like, I'm so sorry, and then immediately turn around and shoot everybody.
That'd be kind of funny.
All right,
Yes.
Carnage, did you have any? Oh, sorry, Colin.
Well,
Go ahead.
I
Also,
go ahead, man.
and then this is this is a game that I'm looking forward to playing.
Oh, okay,
I recently,
gotcha.
yeah, this is
Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk
2.
is over. I'm off the soapbox, I swear. I found a game called Disco Elysium.
Oh,
It's an RPG
I've heard good
storytelling
things.
kind of game, and I've heard really good things about it. I think it released back in 2017.
yes.
I saw it was on sale. One of my friends like recommended it to me so much. I said, "Well, can you give me an idea of what it's about?" And he said, "It's good. It's your type of game." He knows me very well, so I trust him on the recommendation.
Right.
And he was just like, "Believe me, I literally cannot tell you anything without ruining some of the impressions it'll give you right at the very beginning." I said, "Shit, I guess I gotta play it." So
I've
I'm
heard-
playing it.
I've
soon.
heard it's an extremely narrative heavy top down RPG is what I've heard.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I heard very good things, but I saw it a few years ago, like right when it first came out, and all of the reviewers that I watch on YouTube were raving about it, and I looked at it once and I was like, nope, not for me, and then never touched it. So
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was like, I'm not so sure, but like I said, I trust my friend enough that
right.
he's saying, "This is for me." I will fucking sit down and I'll play it because, yeah.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad you found something you enjoy. That's awesome. Carnage.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Colin. Oh, okay.
I just said nice.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna say something more. Carnage, did you have any upcoming games or games you're currently playing that you'd want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I think it would be a shame if we don't talk about Warzone. seeing as
not again.
We covered Modern Warfare. We covered Modern Warfare, but we have not covered Warzone. And I didn't want to talk about it, but I have to talk about it.
All right, go ahead.
Dev error. Dev error.
Wait. Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta reset this. Carnage.exe isn't working. Reset. All right, try again. Go ahead.
Dev error.
No!
Why? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That doesn't shut your entire shit down. No. Steam files are corrupted. You should verify them because it's recommended.
I love.
What the fuck?
I love how the
What
game.
f-
I love that the game, when it gives you that error, it literally says, "We think Steam is the problem. Please verify
Yeah.
your files." It's like, no. You're the problem.
That's
You're the problem. And then
That was
it's ridiculous. You know, you have this. They're not even a AAA game. These guys are a AAA plus game. This
Yeah.
is what we are expecting from them.
Yeah, triple S.
And oh my god, the errors, man.
Oh, it's so annoying.
It is unbelievable, and that's not even. We're not even talking about the loot drop problem. You can't pick up loot. You can't pick up bags or guns or ammo. I had Cyber here. We played a game where for 5 minutes he tried to explain to me on a proper door to come in so that I could get the prompts to pick up a fucking backpack on the ground because it had money in it. It took me 5 minutes to figure out what the hell he was talking about.
I literally was like, all right, come in straight through the door slowly and look at the ground towards the item you want to pick up. And you kept coming in through the opposite door. And I was like, no, the other door.
It was appalling, man. I mean, apart from that, I love the game. I love playing Warzone again. I stopped on the first one because of obviously the hacker problem.
Yes.
But, so instead of them taking what was good with problems and reamping it, they went on a whole new genre, or not genre, but a whole new
list of problems.
blueprints.
Yeah.
Where the only thing they carried over is the building structures, and yes, it is riddled with problems.
Oh
and
my
it is
God.
so frustrating. It is the fact that it crashes to the desktop. That is
So many
unbelievably
times.
frustrating. I don't mind being kicked out of the game and
Right.
the game itself still loaded. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you freeze my PC, you are threatening my build because your shit is not right. And
Dude, Carnage is one dev error away from sending a very heated worded email.
I have
oh man, it's I have enough. If I was recording, I'd have enough. I'd have enough videos to do a montage of the dev errors in a fucking 1 hour span, man. It is ridiculous.
It is. It is.
It takes the fun out of the game, not And just one more point I want to throw out there for whatever reason Activision is listening is get rid of the 2-man gulag. Get rid of the 2-man gulag, or if you're gonna throw a goddamn juggernaut in there, don't put a time limit. The juggernaut is the time limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, like, what's going on? Why does both teams lose? What if one team still has 2 men? They should they should win. Like, at least. Fuck! God is so frustrating, man. But here I am, still playing the game.
I don't know.
understand the generous mechanic. I know what it does, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it once.
You mean the jug?
I wouldn't mind the 2-man gulag. If your teammate dies,
yes,
that teammate has to wait for another teammate to die to do the gulag. I would not mind that. Your teammate, even if he has to wait the entire goddamn match, he cannot do a gulag until another teammate dies.
Right.
Then at least you're playing with somebody that you loaded in with.
The randoms, dude, they're so unreliable. It's terrible.
God, and the proximity chat is great. Take it out of the gulag because you can't even communicate with your new teammate of 10 seconds because the entire party will hear. Like, it's just, come on, man. There's it is riddled with problems.
The quality of life changes. Oh,
it is sickening, man. And stop with trying to upgrade your graphics. They're great. Stop it. You're going so good that it's bad.
Right.
Like, I'm totally sounding like a Karen right now, or a Kevin.
Going full Kevin.
A Kavaren is what I'll call myself.
A Kavaren.
Right now.
I like that. Colin, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say my counter argument is double XP weekend with Mountain Dew.
Double XP
with Mountain Dew.
He's like, don't even try to touch me, bro. I got Mountain Dew in my hands.
Don't bring Mountain Dew to this. Don't enable them to go with Warzone. Don't. Come on. Don't.
Okay.
That's just crossing the line, man. You should be like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
That'd be better. Dr. Pepper.
Josh wanted me to talk.
And
Josh, my brother, wanted me to bring up the fall damage while down. Oh, he says he wants to talk about the fact that you don't take fall damage when you're in a down state, but I'm not sure that's that big of a deal, to be honest.
Well, you used to. If you fell from it, there is fall damage, but what it is, just like the first one, if you fall off a building that's X feet in the air, you're just dead. You just die, unless your friend catches you. That's the fall damage. There is a height threshold to hit
while you're down, though. As far as I'm pretty sure,
down, yes.
I was gonna say, I think you're immune. I think you're just straight up immune.
No, I don't know about this one because I haven't. Every rooftop I've been on, there's always been a ledge to prevent me from crawling off the edge.
Right.
But in Warzone 1, there was a threshold that I think if it was 2 stories, and you fell down, you're just dead. If you hit that ground, you die.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
I was gonna say I've seen down guys drop off of a roof that's like 3 stories and they completely survive and they get revived. So I don't know, but oh, sorry. Do you have anything else you would like to talk about, Carnage?
No, that's my rant.
Gotcha.
Well, I just have to say, if your bones are broken, what else are you gonna break?
For some reason, I thought you were gonna sing that song. If your bones are broken.
What? Okay.
Anyway. Yes. Sorry. All right. So let's move on to the last section. Normally we do trivia. We might do that next time, but this time we're gonna do a little guessing game. I have some questions here. So it's gonna be a Carnage against Cryptic and Colin. We have 12 descriptors, and I tried my best to be as like hardcore as possible, but it's extremely difficult to do so without just straight up giving away what the game is. So it's a guessing game. I'm going to give you guys several sentences, and you just have to get the correct franchise. There's no specific, you don't have to get a specific game like as the
Mhm.
answer, unless specifically told so.
Okay.
And there are a couple that are like that, and I'll let you know beforehand. But so yeah, you guys get the gist. Any questions before I start?
Nope.
All right, and we're doing the same thing as always. Say the word buzz, and then we'll we'll do it as whoever does buzz first is going to be the question answer. All right, first one's going to be: small children use slaves to fight one another.
Buzz. Pokemon.
Yep, you got it. All right, first point for Colin. All right, next one. Extremely buff people use oversized weapons.
Buzz?
Carnage.
Final Fantasy?
No.
No.
Close, though. Anybody else? Nope.
Buzz. I'll just say
Colin?
Overwatch for some reason.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope. Monster Hunter.
Oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
I tried my best to be anonymous, because if I had said extremely buff people use oversized weapons to hunt monsters, you would have immediately got it. Like, it would have been easy. So I removed the hunt monsters part because I wanted to make it hard. All right, so no one got that one. All right, this one I hopefully you guys will get. Doing the god's bidding in a low polygon purgatory. Colin.
Gods of War.
Nope.
I don't know.
Anybody else?
You repeat the question.
Doing the god's bidding in a low polygon purgatory. Anybody? Nothing?
No.
Nope.
I don't.
Valheim.
Hello.
The answer is Valheim.
Oh. I never actually got the gist of that game, so.
You're so the gist
Yeah.
of Valheim is you're literally in like the underworld. You're in there's multiple underworlds or multiple afterlives within the Viking lore. And one of them being, the tree of life, the Yggdrasil is in that world, so it's considered purgatory. Okay, long story short. All right, next one. Now this one has two answers that are applicable, and I will accept both. Man goes on a murder spree against an entire horde of aliens.
Buzz.
Colin.
Doom.
You know what?
Buzz.
I will accept that as
Halo.
an answer as well. And
Halo.
that is also another one, but that there's actually a third. So Carnage, you're gonna get a point, and Colin, you get another point added to yours as well. Does anyone know what the third one is? Nope. Okay, it's Duke Nukem.
Oh, fuck, I never.
I was gonna
Never-
say I'll accept Duke Nukem or Halo, but then I didn't even think about frickin' Doom. I'm an idiot. That is also applicable. All right. I don't know if would you consider the aliens or the creatures in Doom technically aliens though? Because aren't they?
I mean, what would we consider?
They're a
aliens?
faction.
I mean,
They're actually
anything-
demons. They're technically demons, not
Yeah.
aliens. So maybe I should not give you that point, but I already said I
Yeah, if
would.
you don't
So.
know. Okay.
No, it's fine. We'll give it to you because technically speaking, you are on Mars, and they are creatures that are alien to you. So I'll allow it. But next time, they're demons.
Sitting in a chair with a sombrero. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll allow it. All right, next one. Zombie apocalypse, but mushrooms.
Oh, Buzz. Last of Us.
You got it. I like how you said, "Oh, Buzz." Oh, Buzz. All right. Next
You
one.
don't even play these games, man. God.
You sound so angry.
Fuck.
All right. So next one. Cocky robot puts human through rigorous tasks.
Buzz. Portal.
Colin. What'd you say?
Portal.
Correct.
Portal.
Good job. Next one. Cursed sleeping beauty gets saved by young boy by climbing. This one's a bit of an oldie, just to give you guys a hint. Bit of an oldie. Like PS2 old.
Oh, I was gonna say Buzz Donkey Kong.
Does Donkey Kong save a sleeping beauty?
Mario does.
I think he kidnaps somebody. Doesn't Mario technically attack him to
that's what I
save?
was saying. Oh no, you're asking for game, so Donkey Kong.
I
is
guess that
the
would
name
be.
of the game.
Yeah. Not,
No,
she's
don't
not.
give it.
She's not cursed
No,
though. She's not cursed. All right,
she's
and
not
no
sleeping.
one's got it.
Cursed. No, I don't.
It's Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, Yeah.
So the just for everyone listening, if no one has ever played that game, you should. It's good. It's on an emulator online. You can play it at any point. Basically, the premise of it is you are trying to save your girlfriend. The game has no dialogue, by the way, like none, no dialogue whatsoever. It's all just like, dramatic acting and movements. Basically, your girlfriend is cursed by some kind of black energy, and you have to save her by killing the colossuses that are colossi. I don't know what the plural of colossus is. You have to go around killing a bunch of colossuses that are around the map, and each one of them will give you power/energy to save her. But in doing so, you become a monster. So yeah, it's great. It's a great game. All right, next one. Horned man screams at the sky. Anybody?
Repeat that again.
Horned man screams at the sky.
I got nothing.
Horned man.
Buzz, Legend of Zelda.
No, incorrect. All right, I'll let you guys answer. Oh, you got something? Carnage?
No, I don't.
How about this? I didn't want to put this in originally because it was going to give it away, but okay. Horned man screams at dragons.
Buzz, Skyrim.
You got it. All right. Next one. Suit of armor trapped underwater.
Buzz.
Colin.
It's. I forget the name. Never mind.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
underwater something.
Underwater something. Does anyone else have any clues?
Nope.
Well,
All
may
right.
I look at the game's title and try and guess that? Because that's what I want to guess.
I don't understand.
I'm not gonna get... You know what? Never mind. No.
Okay.
Nope.
I'll try a separate one for this one because I thought that one might have been too hard. So, Mutant Society underwater. Better? No? No one?
I'm gonna go with the same one I was going to go. I'll go with, see if I can.
All right.
Look at
I'm gonna give you the answer in 3 seconds.
BioShock.
You got it.
Yeah, there we go. Half point for that only because I had to look at what the title.
Well,
of the game
you're already
was.
basically gonna win anyway.
Yeah,
I only got
I don't
4
think we can
left.
catch it.
All right. Next one. Now this one I will give you 3 points if you guess the exact game that it was from, and 1 point for the series. Okay. All right. Man punches boulder repeatedly over lake of lava.
What?
Nobody?
Minecraft?
Nothing? Nope.
Metal Gear
Man punches
Rising Revengeance.
boulder.
Now, just to give you guys a hint, this is something that happens at the very end of the game in question.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
That's actually really funny, but no.
Damn it! Because I know that Armstrong does that. I remember playing that game, and then
No.
like we were pretty much over the volcano.
Yeah,
Is it? It's not a Resident Evil game, is it?
You didn't say Buzz.
Oh,
Buzz.
Buzz. My answer that I just said.
Carnage. You are correct. Now that's 1 point. Can you figure out which game it was? Which out of the Resident Evil was it, Carnage?
I have no idea.
Well, let me pull up Google real fast.
Just pick one. Just pick one. Just pick one. Just pick anyone.
4?
No.
4?
Wrong.
All right.
It's too
1
bad.
point.
It's too bad my brother Josh isn't doing the podcast with us. He's literally next to me. He's like holding up numbers. He's like, "It's this one." It was Resident Evil 5, by the way. Resident Evil 5. At the end of the game, you fight Wesker in his mutant
5?
form.
That's like 12 years ago.
Oh my gosh! How long it was for? You said 4.
Because he was just guessing a random number.
Oh,
It was.
oh my!
God.
All right. Well,
Whatever.
good try. Yeah. So
I beat Paul. That's all that matters.
yeah. Oh well. Yeah. You won't be saying it at the end.
No, it won't be.
All right. All right. So this one's gonna be worth 2 points, so that way people can catch up. Man kills wife and child in a fit of rage.
The Shining.
No, you didn't say Buzz, and also no, that's a movie.
Man kills wife.
kill wife.
What if? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a hint to this one. It's also a second part of this one to give you a hint. After killing his wife and child in a fit of rage, their ashes covered his skin.
Buzz, I'm gonna say God of War.
Buzz.
You guys both said Buzz at the same time,
Buzz.
so I'll give you both 2 points.
Yes.
Joel Collins gonna win anyway. He's at 7.5. Oh my god.
So 7.5
Alright, Colin,
out of
listen.
1.
No more answering for you. J-Man found a bunch of different ones.
What's that? Okay, hold on 1 second. This is the last one for me, and then you can do your whatever you wanted to do, Cryptic. All right, this is the last one. This one's gonna be worth 5 points. 5
Okay.
points. This will put you in the lead if you win. And this one, Carnage, you should know this one. We talked about this.
Why would you say that?
I'm just saying we've talked about this game a lot. All right, well, I wouldn't say a lot. We've brought it up in conversation randomly, but all right. Three-eyed man breaks necks.
Splinter Cell.
Ah, Carnage got it. Nice. Nice.
So
All right.
that's 6 points for Carnage,
God, those
7.5
Splinter
for me, and 2 for
I get that.
Cryptic.
Correct. And Carnage won with 0.5 in the lead with that last
How did
question.
you win?
He got 6. He had 2.
Those. Yeah, I got 2
Yeah,
answers.
didn't you say I had
One.
7.5?
You had 7.5. You didn't. He answered though. Yeah, you had 7.5.
Yeah,
he
so
gained 6.
Yeah, Collins still ahead though.
How was he ahead?
When did you say
I
you
had
gained
1, and I
6?
got this 6 points, which is 7. He has 7.5, doesn't he?
No, you had 2.
Yeah.
You had 2.
No, he had 1 because you said you'd give him 3 if he got the game
No.
and 1 if he got the series. And he got the series for Resident Evil,
No, but
which
he-
means
Oh no! I got the Halo earlier.
Yes, he got
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
earlier. So yes, he has 8.
Very nice.
Yes. Don't confuse me like that.
You beat me in how many you answered. So
Yes,
technically
yes.
you did win.
Technically, you won, but I wanted to make it fair because you were already in the lead. Cryptic, did you have something to add it to the end before we end?
Oh no.
Oh, I thought you had some more I thought you had some you came up with yourself that you wanted to do. So
Oh,
That was hard. That was unbelievably
That was
hard.
That's pretty fun.
I thought
though.
I made it pretty easy to be honest. But I mean, whatever.
That last one was good. I'm surprised I didn't get that. I love the Splinter Cell.
You guys like all 3 of you said it at the
Oh,
same
man.
time.
I was
Man.
going to say SCP because Peanut.
I
Because
don't
I
get
think
that
he is-
reference.
Well, Peanut, the guy that snaps your neck if you don't look at him.
I don't get that reference. I don't understand the SCP universe or play any of it. So
You don't know the most commonly known SCP.
I do not.
Okay.
I love SCP.
Unless
SCP-173
the only
is
reason I would even know if there of an SCP is if you looked at her and she like immediately gave you an erection. That would be the only reason I would even know that SCP existed.
I'm pretty sure there is an SCP that does that, maybe.
SCP
Understandable.
SCP-69. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment there instead of the normal trivia. Maybe we could do it again sometime. I'll try to make it easier, I guess, even though I thought I made it pretty easy.
Well, you did. Obviously, you did because Colin.
Well, I just know a bunch of games. The things you gave, like the hints you gave, were pretty good, and most of them were. The problem was the games you chose in some respects were really
Obscure.
lesser known.
Gotcha. Just so you guys know, these games that I chose were some of the top 100 most top-rated games on Metacritic. That's actually where I chose them from. So just so you guys know. All right. Cool. All right. That's where we're gonna end it tonight. Carnage, did you want to cut us off?
Yeah, sure. All right, guys, that's a wrap for Press C for Carnage. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time, see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.